We started the International Leadership Institute in the wake of the Rwanda genocide. We saw that there really wasn't a coordinated response to work on social problems long term and work in partnership with people in other countries. And so I put my name on the line. It's the LaJune Thomas Lange International Leadership Institute. And I decided this would be, in addition to being a judge, this would be my life's work. Well, the mission of ILI is to bring transformation to people in other countries and for people with talents and skills to be able to volunteer their time, traveling overseas to make a difference one person at a time. ILI often likes to go where people are too remote or their cause doesn't reach the front page of the New York Times, but the need is just as great as anyone else in the world. In Kenya, we've been working with the town clerk, city council members, and members of the planning commission, bringing them actually to Minnesota on 2 separate visits. But we wanted them to see how a sewage system operates in a large city, how a planning commission does long-term planning for roads and streets and sewers, and improving access to health care for women and girls, and also the quality of schools and what is provided for children. In the election crisis of 2007, there was a horrific fire in Eldoret where a church was burned and a number of people died, burned in the church fire. There were 2 reasons given for the number of deaths. One was the lack of proper equipment for the firefighters to fight the fire and the lack of training. So we felt we could respond in a small way by training the fire department and responding to their request for an additional fire truck so they would have greater capacity in a city of almost 500,000 people having only 1 fire truck.
They're Minneapolis firefighters, and they're helping save lives, not just here in Minnesota, but halfway around the world in Africa.
The partnership comes where the municipality of Eldoret pays for the shipping for the fire truck. We provide the trainers and the training.
In my view, the best nonprofit organizations are those that work in partnership. They are those that share the knowledge they have learned and are also willing to listen to know the underlying causes of the problems.
NGOs like ILI are involved with working with communities, and we welcome them because, as I said, if we were to depend entirely on government, the job wouldn't be done.
We form relationships so that after our experts have gone, they can send an email to that expert and say, I've got a question, how do I change the spark plug on the fire truck or any other situation.
What makes them effective is the partnership that they have created between themselves and the local organizations and the local communities that live within Africa. They do not only sit in their offices in Minnesota, but they come over, interact with the people, follow up the programs, backstop where necessary, give capacity building, and monitor the activities.
The way that we do that is from the State House to the shack. And we will visit the president, the prime minister, a minister's office, anywhere that's necessary to address an issue.
She's like an advocate for the voiceless people of Kenya. She goes, sits with the ministers, sits with the prime minister of this country, tells them what she has seen herself on ground and how best she thinks the government can reach to the people. Karibu, wageni karibu.
We do not announce to our volunteers in advance that they will be transformed. We just watch it happen. Deisha Russell and Teresa Russell are members of Greater Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. And Deisha was selected because of her background in schools with counseling and psychology. And Mrs. Russell also has a background as a nurse practitioner. So being able to do the clinic assessments and talk to the clinical officers here, and they're making it a permanent commitment for their church to be involved with the Institute.
There's not one word that I can put to describe my experience here in Kenya.
It is more than words can even explain, more than the thousands of pictures that I've taken.
One of the doctors said, he walked in and shook her hand and said, "You look like a judge." She's very poised. And when she makes a statement, you can tell she makes her statement.
I've never seen a woman who works tirelessly, thinking about people, thinking about children, thinking about schools, thinking about hospitals, thinking about clean water. And I think for me, she's a special person.
We don't have a permanent staff. We're an all-volunteer organization. We fundraise for individual projects, and we supplement through volunteers and in-kind donations. So we really put the donations to use.
With ILI, I see results, and I recommend it wholeheartedly.
It is the best organization that you can give your resources that can be trusted, who can reach out to people like us, and we can work together and make a difference in the society.
Yes!